Hello students, welcome to classroom teaching. Students, in last session we have seen about the laws of chemical combination. That means the laws of conservation of matter and laws of constant proportion. And in this lecture, in this session, we are going to discuss about an atom. Actually, we are learning from last few years about atom. Atom, its size, its mass and valency. So let us start with the atom, its size. Before going directly to the size of an atom, we will discuss about the structure of atom. In last standard we learned about the theories like Dalton's atomic theory or Rutherford's theory, Thomson's theory. That means these scientists express the structure of atom. Dalton, Thomson and Rutherford, they give the model of atom. Actually, after Rutherford, Niels Bohr, he also proposed his theory and gave the structure of atom that we use today. Rutherford, he was the first scientist who says that atom, it has internal structure. That means it has nucleus in it. So what is the structure of atom actually? Atom, it has a nucleus which is a massive. That means the entire mass of the atom, it is concentrated in the nucleus because of the presence of protons and neutrons, which are massive particles. Out of these two, which are called as nucleons, out of these two nucleons, protons, they are positively charged and neutrons, they are neutral. That means they doesn't have any charge. This is the nuclear part of an atom. And the second part of atom is extranuclear part. That means in extranuclear part of an atom, negatively charged electrons, they revolve in discrete orbits. So this is about the structure of atom. But what about the size of atom? What is the size of atom and how it is determined? Let us take an example of, suppose, sodium. This is, suppose, nucleus. First orbit in which 2 electrons are present. Second orbit in which 8 electrons are present, and the outermost orbit, that is third orbit. In case of sodium, it has 1 electron. So 2, 8, 1. Atomic number is sodium. Atomic symbol is sodium, of sodium is Na. Atomic number is 11. That means 11 electrons having negative charge, they revolve around the nucleus, and 11 protons are present inside the nucleus. So how the size of this atom is determined? Actually, the size of atom is determined by its radius. And what is meant by the radius of an atom? Radius, it is nothing but the distance between the nucleus and the outermost shell or outermost orbit. It is nothing but the the radius of that atom. That means more the radius, more the size of atom. That means if more orbits are present, definitely the size of atom also increases because the radius increases. If any atom, it has only 2 orbits, then it must be smaller than this one because it has 3 orbits. Suppose we take potassium, then in case of potassium 4 orbits are there, that means its size is more than that of sodium. So atomic size, it is determined with the help of atomic radius, and atomic radius, it is nothing but the distance between nucleus and the outermost orbit, and it is determined in the unit which is called as nanometer. Nanometer, that means 1 nanometer, it is equal to 1 upon 10 raised to 9 meter. That means 1 nanometer is equal to 10 raised to minus 9 meter. The meaning of that is 1 meter, it must be equal to 10 raised to 9 nanometer. So this much small the atom is. 10 raised to 9. The smallest atom that we know, that is hydrogen. It has only 1 electron and 1 proton. No neutron is there. Only 1 orbit is there. It is the smallest atom, and this smallest atom, hydrogen, its size is of the range of 10 raised to minus 10 meter, and the size of water molecule, it is of the range of 10 raised to minus 9 meter. So that is nothing but it is in the range of nanometer. So this is about the size of atom. Actually, the size is so small that we cannot see it by using any compound microscope. We cannot see the atom by using compound microscope. But for that, electron microscope or field ion microscope they require. These microscopes can make the image so large that we can see the atom, but we cannot see the internal structure of atom. The diagram is shown here. Every spot in that diagram, it is nothing but atom. So this much small the atom is that we cannot even see that atom by using or without electron microscope or field ion microscope. Actually, the atomic size, it depends on number of orbits. But one interesting thing is that atomic size, it depends on number of orbits. More the number of orbits, definitely the size is more. But if any atom, it has same number of orbits but more electrons in the outermost shell. Suppose after sodium, magnesium is there. Magnesium 2, 8 and 2 again. So it has same number of orbits as sodium. It has 2 electrons in the outermost shell, whereas sodium, it has only 1 electron in the outermost shell. As they are having same number of orbits, the size or the radius must be same, but it is not the case. The size of magnesium is smaller than that of sodium, because it has more electrons in the outermost shell. Same number of orbits, but in that orbit more electrons are present. After magnesium, suppose aluminium is there, 3 electrons are present. Definitely aluminium is smaller than magnesium and sodium. So this is about the structure and size of an atom. Now let us discuss about the mass of atom. We have seen just now that the mass of the atom is concentrated in its nucleus, because because the protons and neutrons, they are present inside the nucleus, which are massive particles of the atom. Because atom, it has three particles: proton, neutron, electrons. But electrons, the mass is negligible, so the massive particles are protons and neutrons, which are present inside the nucleus. So the number of protons plus the number of neutrons, it is called as atomic mass number. Atomic mass number. But how to calculate, how to measure the actual mass of an atom, it was the biggest problem. Because if I give you a small grain of suppose rice or suppose a mustard, मोहरी म्हणतो आपण त्याला, मोहरीचा एक दाना तुम्हाला दिला, and I told you to measure the mass of that one grain only, then it was very difficult. But in comparison with atom, it is very large in size. So as atom is very tiny particle, scientists too, they get confused, or they struggled to measure the mass of an atom. The scientists of the 19th century, they could not measure the mass of an atom. So how to find out the mass then? So for that, the concept of relative mass of an atom, it put forth relative mass. And for taking relative mass, that means by comparing the mass of any atom with any other thing. So for that purpose, a reference atom is required for them. And the first atom, the smallest atom, that is nothing but hydrogen. H. It is taken as the reference atom, because we know it is the smallest atom. Its atomic mass is 1 only. Atomic mass means atomic mass number is 1, because it has only one proton in its nucleus. No neutron is there. So hydrogen, it is considered as the reference atom, and by comparing the mass of any atom with hydrogen, the relative mass of that atom can be calculated. Suppose, for example, the mass of nitrogen, it is 14. It is considered to be 14. Why? Because nitrogen atom is 14 times heavier than that of hydrogen, and the mass of hydrogen, it is taken as 1. So the mass of nitrogen, it should be 14, because it is 14 times heavier. In the similar way, mass of carbon is 12. Why? Because it is 12 times heavier than that of hydrogen. So finally, there are so many atoms, they are considered as a reference atom. But in 1961, finally, carbon atom was selected as the reference atom. First they considered hydrogen as a reference atom, then carbon atom, it is considered, or it is taken as a reference atom to measure the mass of any other atom. So the mass of carbon, it is considered, or it is taken to be 12. And by comparing the mass of other atoms with carbon, the atomic mass, it is calculated of many of the atoms. Again, if we want to see the example, mass of hydrogen is 1. Why it is 1? Because the mass of carbon is 12 and hydrogen is 12 times lighter than, that means the mass of hydrogen, it is 1/12 of carbon. Mass of carbon is 1/12, therefore the mass of hydrogen, it is taken to be 1. So by comparing, so it is nothing but the referral system, and this referral relative mass of an atom, in this way it is calculated. So the mass of many of the atoms, it is given in this table that you can see here, the table, and in this table few blank spaces are also given. Their masses, you have to find out the relative mass of these atoms. So this is about the mass of atom, and the unit of mass, actually mass we cannot measure in kilograms or grams because it is very light. So the unit of mass, it is nothing but, or it is measured by unified mass which is accepted by everyone, and this is denoted by U, and this U, it is called as Dalton. So the unit of mass, it is nothing but Dalton. So like mass of nitrogen is 14 Dalton, hydrogen 1 Dalton, mass of carbon is 12, it is Dalton. It is unified mass, but the name of the scientist Dalton is given to it, and therefore Dalton, it is nothing but the unit of mass, and the value of 1 Dalton, one Dalton is equal to 1.660 53904 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. So we can express the mass of Dalton in kilograms also. It is of the range of 10 raised to minus 27, and today we can exactly calculate. We have highly accurate methods to calculate the mass, and we calculate it in the unit Dalton. Its value is 1.660 53904 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. 1 Dalton is. So it is about the mass of atom, which is very small in size. Its mass is also very less. Now let us discuss about the symbol of an atom. So let us talk about the symbols which are used for an element or for an atom, because we know that in different languages the words or the names are different for the element. In suppose in Hindi or Marathi we call tambe, whereas in English it is nothing but copper. So different languages, they have different words. So how the names or how it is represented, how an element is represented. So for that, first Dalton, he uses some signs to represent the element or atoms of an element. He represents in this way. So for example, this is nothing but the atom of hydrogen. Then according to Dalton, he used some symbols. This is nothing but the atom of copper. But these symbols are very difficult, because whenever at that time, at the time of Dalton, few elements were known. After that, many elements they came to know, and after that this use of symbol, it was difficult. Use of these signs, it is difficult, and therefore now we use the method which is determined by IUPAC. IUPAC, it is nothing but International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So IUPAC symbols nowadays we are using all over the world, they are same. That means the entire world, all countries use the symbols, same symbols we are using, which are given by IUPAC. And Berzelius, he was the scientist, he was the first scientist who used the symbol, or who gives the system of choosing the symbols. And according to him, what is then symbol? What is the symbol? Symbol, it is nothing but the first letter of the name, or first and second letter of the name, or first and any prominent letter in the name of that element. It is used as a symbol. And one more important thing is that first letter, it must be constant, must be capital, and the second letter, it must be small. Why it is needed? Let us take an example. Carbon, it has first letter, it is C, it is taken as symbol of carbon. But copper, it has first letter C again, which is used for carbon, so we cannot use it for copper. So first letter and second letter, actually copper, it is the name which is, actual name of copper is cuprum, and therefore Cu, it is taken as symbol. Then let us take an example like cadmium. Cadmium, first and second letter we cannot take, because in case of calcium, first and second letter Ca, it is taken. So in case of cadmium we cannot take Ca again, therefore the symbol is Cd, first letter and prominent letter. So in this way, or cobalt, Co. So the symbols, they are nothing but, according to Berzelius, the symbol, it is nothing but the first letter, or first and second letter, or first and any prominent letter in that name. It is taken as symbol of the element, in which first letter, it must be capital, and the second letter, it must be small. Then molecules of elements and compound. It is, we know it, molecule of element. There are so many elements which are monoatomic, like sodium, helium. These elements are monoatomic. Monoatomic means their molecular form also has one atom. Sodium, magnesium, these are monoatomic elements, and therefore their molecules are also the same. But there are so many elements which are polyatomic also. That means we cannot find them in atomic form. They are always in the form of their molecule, and the molecules are either diatomic or polyatomic. Example, hydrogen, it is always, the molecule is H2, nitrogen molecule is N2, chlorine molecule is Cl2. So these are diatomic molecules, or we can say it is polyatomic molecule. So in this way, These are the molecules of element. So what is the molecule of compound then? We learn it that whenever atoms of, or whenever the atoms of different elements they combine chemically, the molecule of a compound is formed. So students, we will stop here for this video for today. We have seen size and mass of an atom. Actually, in next video we will see in detail about the mass of atom and again the valency of atom. So thank you very much.